Hello, Space Coast. Welcome to the Week in Review. I'm Rob Landers. If you're already a Florida Today subscriber, thank you. If not, here's some of what you might have missed this week. As threatened manatees die in unprecedented numbers throughout Florida, mostly from starvation due to a dearth of seagrass, its staple food, a Brevard County commissioner is proposing culling sea cows like states do with their excess bear, wolf, and deer populations. Commissioner Kurt Smith floated his dramatic proposal last week at the end of the last county commission meeting. It was during one of those routines at the end of regular meetings when commissioners share dull housekeeping items. He prefaced his presentation to his fellow commissioners and the people in the room, saying he hoped, quote, not to bore you guys. He then dropped his bombshell, and he wasn't joking. Watch.
I hope I don't bore you guys. Seagrass is a big issue, and as your representative on the Indian River Lagoon Council, I'd like to address that from my perspective, nobody else's perspective at all. But I think the elephant in the room for seagrass is the sea cow, which is called the manatee. Nobody is addressing the fact that we have too many manatees eating such a small amount of seagrass. You know, when FWC, both nationally and in the state, protected the bears, they came up with a study. How much habitat is needed to keep the bears healthy? And when the bear population exceeds that, what happens? They have a hunt. They cull the herd. They decrease the population. Same thing with deers. You know, and I know that would be very difficult with manatees because everybody loves the manatees. If you killed a manatee, my God, the world would come to an end. But I think something has to be considered along those lines. What I think we're seeing is accumulation of a lot of different effects, but I think that manatees, unlike a cow, for example, a cow eats grass, but a cow munches the grass and leaves the root. So when the cow walks away, the grass has a chance to grow again. Seagrass, that doesn't happen. They pull the grass out by the roots. And so if you have a population of 1,000 manatees and the environment will only support 500, it makes sense that they're going to eat themselves out of house and home. So I just wanted to bring that up. That's my perspective, and I think that this has been discussed, but not publicly. I think both state and federal FWC, as I understand it, are concerned with this, but they don't want to mention it in public. And for good reason, because again, nobody wants to see the poor little manatees go away because they're sweet and we all love them. But the reality is what the reality is. So
Subscribers can read more about Commissioner Smith's proposal and the reaction from conservationist and state wildlife officials in Jim Waymer's story on floridatoday.com. Brevard County Clerk of Courts will continue moving forward with an audit of county commissioners' use of purchasing cards, even though the District 2 commissioner whose spending prompted the probe, Brian Lober, has resigned his position. Lober announced his resignation Monday evening to another publication, effective Friday, citing the death of his grandmother as the reason. Lober confirmed his resignation in a text message late Monday to Florida Today. Subscribers can read the full details in our story on floridatoday.com, and we here at Florida Today, of course, extend our condolences to Brian Lober and his family for their loss. Governor Ron DeSantis will be tasked with filling the vacancy on the Brevard County Commission created by Lober's resignation from the position. Subscribers can get more details on possible replacements for Lober in Dave Berman and Ralph Chapoco's story on floridatoday.com. Canaveral Port Authority Attorney Harold Bisline was on the hot seat at the authority's meeting on Wednesday when Port Authority Secretary-Treasurer Robin Hadaway questioned some of his recent billings. Hadaway, who is also an attorney, implied that Bisline may have inflated some of his billable hours in January, thus increasing his monthly bill. Check out the drama from the Port Authority meeting.
I'll make a motion to table the entire attorney's fees presentation.
Mr. Chairman?
Yeah.
Mr. Chairman, I haven't been paid for over 2 months.
Right. Nor have
don't wanna
any
wait
of the
another
other,
month.
nor have any of the other attorneys.
Huh?
Nor have any of the other attorneys.
I know. I stand behind my bill. I've been doing public attorney's bills for 30-some years. I know they're public. I know they're in, I don't care. I bill fair. I bill accurately. I do good work. Y'all passed the subject that we're talking about here, unanimously passed it. It's done. It's official. You're good for 10 years, and I earned every cent that I billed you. And the hourly rate, I haven't seen an hourly rate since a former commissioner that I won't mention who was on this committee. That's 10, 15 years. So give me a break. This is embarrassing. I don't work for the the treasurer. I work for the entire board. That's all 5 of you.
So Commissioner Hadaway's motion, was it seconded or was it,
I think it was seconded by.
We didn't get that far yet.
Yes, I did. I
seconded
it. I seconded it.
There's a second.
Okay, so that's the motion that's on the floor, correct?
Call it a question.
So let's have a vote. All in favor of Commissioner Hadaway's motion?
Aye.
All opposed?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye, I'm opposed as well. So the motion fails, 3-2.
I'd like to, Mr. Chairman, just one more point now that we've failed. I mean, I'm looking here at Commissioner travel expenses, and Commissioner Justice and Commissioner Hadaway are the only commissioners that have travel expenses. And this is the equivalent of putting a GPS tracking device on your cars or on your phone and making sure that your mileage is the same as what you report.
If I hadn't been through this already, I wouldn't be supporting it. But I've already been through this. We all have been through this with Mr. Beislein 3 years ago.
We're
We
questioning
did the same thing.
We're questioning his integrity,
His honesty, right.
and his honesty, and we already passed. You two already passed the what he was working on several months ago. So now we're questioning his invoices. So what I would say is if you know, we can't talk out of both sides of our mouth up here.
Treasurer's job.
It's all
I've
our
never
job.
questioned the resolution, and I said that in my comments. I support the resolution and voted for it. The issue is how a 6-minute phone call becomes a 3-hour block of time.
Mr. Chairman, I make a motion to approve all of the reports, statistical aging, list of bills, list of disposals, attorney's fees, and commissioner expenses,
Which there are none.
which are not.
Do I have a second?
Second.
Now call the question. We vote.
All in favor, say aye.
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 All opposed?
Nay.
Vote nay.
Motion carries 3-2.
Subscribers can get all the details on Dave Berman's story on FloridaToday.com. And that's it for this week. Thanks for watching.